What if I told you that there's a genre of books that's designed specifically to take you away from the chaos of the world? Not by offering you nail biting suspense or edge of the seat thrill, but by drawing you into a world that is quaint, that has rich details, that's so comforting that it allows you to disappear, even though there is a murderer and a murder on the horizon. Picture yourself with a warm drink sitting at your favorite reading spot, and this book transports you to a foggy London street or the old by lanes of Delhi. Yes, of course, there is a crime being committed, but how the crime is solved is utterly delicious. On this week's episode of the Frenzied Book Lovers podcast, I've got some cozy murders for you and the perfect escape route for the winter season. First up, we've got her Royal Spyness by New York Times best-selling author Rhys Bowen. The story revolves around Lady Georgie, who is 34th in the line to the British throne. While she lives in Scotland, things are a bit tough. They're short on money. In order to escape the situation, she moves to London. Now, Lady Georgie arrives in London, but she's got no means to support herself. She tries to pick up odd jobs. She even works at Harrods, and she can't let anybody know that she's doing this because this is very unroyal like to not have money and to not have skills, clearly. But Lady Georgie has to make it work. Meanwhile, Queen Mary asks her to spy on the Prince of Wales because she feels that something is up over there. So the book takes a lot from real life characters while also digging into fictional characters. Now, while Lady Georgie tries to figure out how she could spy for the Queen while crashing into parties with little or no money, something untoward happens. She finds a dead man in her bathtub. Now, this is where she has to jump in to play the part of a detective to protect her brother from getting implicated. She takes the help of her grandfather, who's a former cop. Now, this is the literary equivalent of comfort food. The mystery, of course, needs to be solved, but you'll probably get there before Georgie does. Why this book is such a delightful read is because there's dry British humor, there's a lot of details of 1930s London, there are wild parties that are attended, there's the royal life. And if you're a fan of Bridgerton or Downton Abbey, then I highly recommend that you read this book. Let's travel from London to the bylanes of Old Delhi. Next up, we have Raza Mir's debut novel, Murder at the Mushaira. Now, the plot is very, very expansive. It's set against the revolt of 1857, so trouble is brewing from all corners. Meanwhile, there is a mushaira being organized at Nawab Iftikhar Hassan's Haveli. And towards the end of the night, as all the guests depart, one of the poets is stabbed to death by a very distinctive dagger. Investigating officer Kirori Malchansuk is interested to solve this murder very, very quickly since there is a rebellion brewing on the side. He decides to take the help of, guess who? Delhi's most favorite poet, Mirza Ghalib, the Mirza Ghalib, to solve this case. Now, Mirza Ghalib comes across as a very, very cynical poet who has great following across the city and knows people from all across the spectrum. As Ghalib begins to investigate, you are drawn into the rich tapestry of life of Shah Jahanabad of 1857. There's the East India Company, there's rebellion brewing, there are the Nawabs who really don't care about what's happening in common people's lives, and all of that sort of comes together. The sights, the sounds, the smells of 1857 Delhi practically leap out of every page, and you will love it. Another thing that stands out in the book is that it's peppered with Ghalib's poetry. So you'll come across verses that you may have read before and some new ones. One of the things that I felt while reading this book that it's so rich in detail that you almost wish it was a web series. It's got a bunch of really interesting characters. It's got Delhi displayed so beautifully. It's got cultures and different communities intermingling so freely, and you really get a flavor of the times. There you have it, two cozy mysteries for you this season. One, Her Royal Spyness, which will transport you into 1930s London, and the other to Delhi in 1857 with all the masala that's brewing prior to India's first war of independence. Now, I really hope you enjoy this genre and would love to know what you think about this. Look forward to your comments. Thank you for watching.